Human connection is going to be the biggest topic at every conference you attend in 2027. I wrote my first book, Some Assembly Required: How to Make, Grow, and Keep Your Business Relationships, in 2005. And I started speaking actively in 2007, right about the time the iPhone came out, because everybody had this belief that technology was going to change the world and we were no longer going to have to go to conferences. We weren't going to have to network. There wasn't going to be sort of people who were better connected versus people who weren't as well connected, because LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook, it was going to change everything. Now, technology certainly has changed everything, but my take in 2005 and in 2007, and my take in 2026 and beyond, is that all opportunities come from people, and the cliche that people do business with people they know, they like, and they trust isn't a cliche at all. It's the truth. And we're now entering a world with more change than we could have imagined. What's happening right now with artificial intelligence is the fastest series of technology changes at any time during humanity. Now, if you were to go back in time to any era, there's always people who say things like, this is moving too fast, or this is going to take away jobs, or this technology is going to change the way we live and work. And in every case, they were right. However, in every case, they were also wrong, because the story was not just about the technology. The story was about the people and how they use the technology. And in most cases, in all cases, yes, there was some disruption that took place, but the economy has continued to grow year over year over time because of these technologies, not in spite of these technologies. And therefore, I'm not worried about the future in an AI-driven world. However, I think that everybody has to log on and grab hold of this. And that is, remember, markets have cycles. Technologies change. Human nature does not. People at our core are still the same as we've almost been throughout history. Now, a lot of people will argue, no, the generations. Look at all the speakers who talk about the differences in the generations. And while there are differences, I would challenge you to open up any story from the Bible. And you know what you're going to find? From a book that's 2,000 plus years old, you're going to find stories of lust and greed. You're going to find stories of war and famine. You're going to find stories about marriages and businesses that worked well and marriages and businesses that didn't work well. And you're going to find stories about leaders in politics who served the masses and were adored by everybody. And you're going to find stories about really bad people who had real big jobs when it came to politics and being a leader. Some awful people ran things and did things. If you look at all of that, it sounds just like what's happening in today's world. Human nature hasn't really changed. People want to be seen. People want to feel like they're contributing and making a difference. And people want to feel like they have opportunity. And I believe that is why in 2027, you're going to see this whole topic of human connection that I've been speaking about for 20 years really explode. In fact, in 2026, there are over a dozen books being released by major publishing houses that come from people who are famous researchers and authors like Adam Grant, Angela Duckworth, the CEO of LinkedIn. And all of these books relate to the human side of business and why the people matter. So as you're thinking about planning your event for next year and all of the events that you're having in your company, in your association, in your industry, make sure that you're focusing on the people side of business, because human interaction, what I call HI, is very important in an AI-driven world.